Alright guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at the ESR magnetic keyboard case 360 for the iPad Pro 13-inch. Now, this one is a cool little combination. So it comes with a case itself and the keyboard. Now, the price on this one is $120, and links will be down in the description below so you guys can check it out for yourself. We do have the black one. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we'll also compare it to the Magic Keyboard, and we'll see, like the title says, is this better than the Apple Magic Keyboard, especially for that huge price difference? So let's take a look. Now, on the front, it does say ESR, Magnetic Keyboard Case 360, Rebound Series. So it's a Bluetooth keyboard with detachable back case and multiple viewing angles. Protective and detachable back case, powerful versatility. Now, like I said, this is the black one. Now, here you get a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and take it out of the box. Now, first things first, you do get a thing that just says become a super user, and you can get an upgraded 24-month warranty, scan this QR code, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now here is one thing that's pretty interesting. It shows you the way that you can attach the keyboard and how to connect. So you hold the function and B button for Bluetooth for 3 seconds and connect it. Now I already actually have it connected to my iPad Pro, so that should be pretty quick. Now, you do get a little bit of an instruction manual here. Feel free to read that on your own time. Set that there. And in here, we do get a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. Now, for 120 bucks, I would like to see a C to C cable, but this is what you get. So let's go ahead and put this actually back in here. I've just been using the regular USB-C cable that came with my iPad or any other ones that I have plugged in. So taking the case out of here, the first thing that you guys are going to notice is that this thing is really heavy. So with no iPad in here, as you guys can see, let me open it up real quick. There is no iPad in here. I'm going to take this foam piece out, and we're actually going to compare it to the weight of the Magic Keyboard. So let's bring over our scale here and turn this on. And I have the Magic Keyboard laying right over here. So we are in grams. Now, it may be a little difficult for you guys to see, but I'm going to see it from behind the camera here. And we are looking at, on this one, it looks like 1,151 grams. Yep, 1151 on the ESR case. And bringing over our Apple Magic Keyboard, this one we are looking at 665 grams. So almost double the weight of the Magic Keyboard here. Now let me just make sure. Yep, 665. So almost double the weight of the Magic Keyboard, and it is very thick. So let me actually bring over my caliper here, doing all the signs for you guys. So taking a look at how thick it is, I gotta really open this guy up here. So this one is 20.2 millimeters thick, and the Magic Keyboard is significantly thinner, as you guys can see that. Let's close that. This one is 8.1 millimeters thick. So much thicker and almost twice as heavy as the Apple Magic Keyboard. So that is what you get there. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the keyboard itself. So here is your flap. Your Apple Pencil goes right here, and of course this will cover it just like that. That way you have no issues in worrying about your Apple Pencil getting lost. Now, taking a look, let's actually open this up. Let's take out the case itself first. Like I said, there is a detachable case. We're going to set this over to the side, and let's look at the case itself first. So on the inside, you do just get this plastic material. On the outside, basically same thing, a nice little soft touch material here, but it is firm. And you do have TPU style sides on the sides around the case. So that way you don't have to worry about this bumping or anything. It should provide some shock absorption, and you do get your camera cutout right there. Now, this is just like a lot of ESR's other cases, so you definitely don't have to worry about, you know, the protective factor on this. This thing will protect your iPad from nicks and dings and scratches, things like that. Now, let's go ahead and put our 13-inch iPad Pro in here, and let's see. So, go ahead and drop this in. All right. There we go. We have all the corners in there. So let's take a look around. Now, starting off with the top, here is your power button and your speaker ports, microphone cutout. Going to the bottom, it is completely closed in. Now, this is how it's going to sit on the keyboard here. So this bottom is closed in right there. And on this side, you have your USB Type-C port, your 2 speakers right there. And on the right-hand side, you have a microphone hole. You have your volume up and down rockers here and a spot for your Apple Pencil. So this just attaches just like that, and if you see, it goes right back onto there. So this does still magnetically attach to the iPad. All right, so now let's bring over the main attraction. So taking a look at the keyboard itself, you do get kind of a similar hinge style mechanism to the Magic Keyboard. Now there is no USB Type-C port right there, so that is something you're missing here. So you do have to use your iPad's USB-C port to charge the iPad, and you do get a USB-C port on the keyboard itself, but that is to charge the keyboard. Now, like I said, this one connects through Bluetooth, so it's not the same connection as Apple's where it just connects and uses the very slight battery from the iPad. This does have its own battery, and here you do get a Bluetooth icon and a power button right there. So let's actually go ahead and attach that. And one thing that you'll notice is this one has a backlight on here, and it also has different RGB colors. So there is a button right here. It's this button on the function row right there. You hit that and it'll change. So right now I have it on like this light blue or white looking color. Then you can set it to flow, so it'll change from different colors. Let's see, this one, it just went from blue. Now it's green. Let me see if I can show you guys there. I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up or not, but let's see. Either way, right there, it is cycling through all the colors, and of course, if you keep clicking that button, it will change to all the colors. Now, also, you can turn it down or off with the button next to it. So that is nice that you do get the option for different colors or different brightnesses for the keyboard. Now, you do have the rest of your function row there, your lock button, all that good stuff is here. Now, let's listen to how the keyboard sounds and that trackpad. Now, one thing I did want to mention before switching to how the keyboard sounds, this trackpad. So it functions the same way as Apple's Magic Trackpad does. It does all your gestures, everything like that is great, no problems whatsoever. But the only thing is you can definitely feel a major difference in quality between Apple's and the ESR. First of all, this one is an actual button. It's not a haptic feedback. So let's listen to how this keyboard, or how the actual trackpad sounds. Now that is me clicking it in lots of different places, so let's look at that here. Now that is one thing that I'm not a huge fan of, because when you are using this, I noticed myself clicking it by accident a lot of the time. This is a very sensitive click on this trackpad, so when you are using it, I've noticed, just especially going from left to right, like if you're scrolling around, just accidentally clicking it, that is something, and I've been clicking a whole bunch of different things on my screen from it, so that is one thing I really do not like about that. And I just don't like, honestly, it almost feels like it's metal, but it still feels much cheaper than the one on the Magic Keyboard does. Now, of course, you're talking about $120 versus $350, but if you are somebody who really uses the trackpad, you use the keyboard a lot, this is something like, especially if this is your main computer, I think it may be worth you spending that little bit of extra money, not a little bit, let me rephrase that, that extra money for the Apple one, just because for me personally, I don't know if I could use this as my daily because of all the accidental clicks I get from this. The keyboard is actually very nice. So the keyboard itself, the keys feel more like a mechanical keyboard almost than they do like a MacBook, which is what the Apple Magic Keyboard feels like. This almost feels like the old style MacBooks, like from 2012, 2013. That's the keyboard you're feeling here, as opposed to the new MacBooks, which is what you're feeling on the Apple Magic Keyboard. So let's take a listen to how this keyboard sounds, and then we'll listen to how the Magic Keyboard sounds, and you guys let me know down below what you think sounds the best. Now let's listen to how the Magic Keyboard sounds. Now I don't have the iPad connected to this, but that's not going to affect the way that the keyboard sounds. I can't let you guys listen to the trackpad right now because this is a haptic feedback, which also means that it won't break nearly as easy or get stuff in between like one with an actual button does. So in my opinion, the Magic Keyboard keys sound better, and the trackpad is by far better on the Magic Keyboard. But the Magic Keyboard's keys themselves, in my opinion, definitely feel like a better typing experience than the ones on the ESR keyboard. Now, that's not to discount the keyboard on the ESR one, because it definitely is nice to type. I've been using this for a while, and it's very nice to type on. I like the different RGB colors, but it doesn't feel like a MacBook does, which is something that, of course, the Apple Magic Keyboard nails every time, especially with that metal feeling all around it. It really feels super, super premium. So that is definitely something to note. Now, one other thing that I really actually like about this keyboard case itself is you get different viewing modes. Now, let me show you. Alongside of having this hinge here, just like that, let me actually bring over the Apple Pencil Pro so I can show you guys what that looks like there. All right, so like I said, this will go over top of it when the keyboard is closed. But the other thing you get is different viewing angles. So what you can do is you can take this off, and I really like that you have an extra case, so if you ever don't need the keyboard, you can just set it off to the side and use the iPad itself, which that's what it's looking like there with the case on it. But the different viewing angles you get are being able to hold it just like this, or you can even raise it to another level just like that. So if you guys can see, here's the hinge, and then the iPad is sitting like this rather than the iPad sitting down like that, as well as a portrait mode viewing angle. So this will magnetize just like this, and if you're someone who writes like Word documents or anything, or long documents where you need it vertically, you don't have to sit there and suffer with the landscape mode screen. You can have it right here in portrait mode and be good to go, and it's not going to move at all. It's not going to sit there and fall off. It's good to go. So you can definitely sit here and type up whatever documents you need and have no issues with that whatsoever, which is something that's really cool, because if, especially for those of you guys who are screenplay writers or script writers, anything like that, just whoever does a lot of work on here, sometimes you wish you could just take your computer screen or your iPad screen and just turn it. That way it would make things a lot easier for you. Well, the ESR keyboard case has you covered with that. So, do I recommend the ESR keyboard case, the Rebound 360 magnetic suspension keyboard case? And the answer is yes, I do. For $120, I think this is an excellent, excellent package. You got a great keyboard, a pretty decent trackpad. All in all things considered, you get a very decent trackpad, very nice tactile feeling keyboard, multiple viewing angles. I love that you can close it up and have security for your Apple Pencil. And I really enjoy the fact that I'm not somebody who always needs a keyboard, so I can take this off, set the keyboard off to the side, and sit here and watch, YouTube or whatever you end up doing. If you're writing something or drawing, signing anything, you can take it off of the keyboard without having to worry about anything getting scratched up, because you've got a built-in case, which is awesome. So definitely very nice. The battery has been great on this keyboard case. I've only charged it one time, USB-C charging on it. All the buttons are very tactile. All of the functions work just like they do on the Apple Magic Keyboard. The trackpad works the same. You can swipe back, forward, 3-finger swipe, pinch, all different kinds of things. Zoom with it. It works identically. It's just when it comes down to the quality of everything, I think the Apple Magic Keyboard is definitely better when it comes to quality. But for that price difference, I don't know. I don't know if the Apple Magic Keyboard is worth that extra price difference. For someone like me, I prefer quality, so I am willing to pay for the Apple Magic Keyboard. I like that it doesn't have its own battery. I like that it's significantly lighter and thinner than the ESR one is. But is it worth the price difference? That really depends on your use case scenario and what you do with it. For me, I like the Apple Magic Keyboard. I am willing to spend that extra money to get that higher quality. But if you don't have that extra money or don't want to spend it, definitely check this keyboard case out. You will not be disappointed. And links to it will be down in the description below, like I said. So with all that being said, guys, this is the ESR Rebound 360 magnetic suspension keyboard case. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you want to see my Apple Magic Keyboard unboxing and first impressions, along with the Apple Pencil Pro, I'll leave that right there.